And it was, I mean, the IRA are supposed to be killing the UDA. The UDA is supposed to be killing the INLA. The INLA is supposed to be killing the UVF. And everybody's supposed to be at loggerheads with each other, and fighting for these religious sort of and like this was back in like 1980, 1980. Uh, and yet when it came to the bit where there was money to be made and a harmony between cultures to be had, even if it was to the extent of there being you know uh, just basically an arrangement between paramilitaries, it was able to be done, you know, and that guy, my guy, went into the heart of you know the enemy. He brought me with him, but I had the best of times. He negotiated a deal. They were happy enough with that, and that meant that everything was organized. And when I think about it, people are going to listen to this and watch this and sort of go, well, what are you exposing? Sort of thing. I'm not exposing anything. I'm just saying what most people know. But I'm letting you know that I had an experience of it, and it was not just a sort of a revelation. It was also a very enjoyable one because I enjoyed talking to people who weren't supposed to be on my side. That guy who brought me over, to to the Meals on Wheels place, he sat down beside me and he was, okay, everything, and he was a brilliant guy. He knew I was a Protestant. I didn't know, but obviously he was he was a Catholic paramilitary, whatever. But he didn't want to kill me. He was totally interested in my welfare and making sure that while things were going on in another part, that I was being really taken care of, and I was, I mean, that apple crumble and custard, I've never had the like of it since. Not even Tesco's finest. But my mate, if you're out there, and I know that you are, and you're my buddy on Facebook, even though, you know, all these years have passed, and I would say that you are, hitting on around about the 70 mark, or maybe even a wee bit more. Send me a wee message to let me know if you remember that, because that was an integral part of my life and one of the reasons why I've always been of a frame of mind that there is far more that bind us than to you know make us feel disintegrated. And hopefully these fucking idiots that are messing about with power, up in Stormont, that never experienced anything like we did, you know, to the extent that we did, and which would give them an ability to feel, you know, to feel an ability to compromise, or to sort of see the other person's point of view, to work with them without, and this is the important thing, because whenever that little deal was done, it meant that each side was getting equal. I discovered that afterwards. Each side was getting equal, which meant that there was no bitterness. And see, for about a year and a half afterwards, there was no trouble. No one was shot. No, there were no explosions. No nothing. Now it took a year and a half for the construction to be done, so maybe they were waiting until that was finished. And but no, but you know the they negotiated with each other. Everything was equal, and both everyone benefited. And these days, there are people who just don't have a fucking clue about about life in general, that are not just making decisions but also preventing other people from making decisions, and it's sickening. And I'm not going to get into it right now, but all I will say is that at another time I will I'll go in more to the reason why these people need to wind their neck in, because there is a method of all communities here getting together, and for there to be absolutely no necessity whatsoever to distrust each other. And that's what it all boils down to, by the way, trust. So there we go. I trusted those people in Short Strand. There they were 40 years later as the youth in the club that I was playing at tonight. They wouldn't have been born back then, but there they were, and they were still lovely people, being embraced by, another community. So it's there to be done, but I think it's probably better if it's done by us rather than, you know, those idiots that have been getting 45 grand a year for the last 2 years for doing fuck all. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Um, Happy Sunday. um, Keep watching the TikTok, and remember, TikTok, John of Thrones. And if you think that tonight's been sort of like a wee bit controversial, there's plenty more to come. Okay, so well done, Jessica, again, by the way, and see you all again soon.